All right, everybody, welcome on in. NorCal Sports Network. Giants bats limp again. What a horrible offensive performance tonight. 2 hits and a Little League home run by Jung Hoo Lee was the only offense the Giants could muster. A single by Rafael Devers and a little bloop double that turned into a home run because the ball was misplayed by Teoscar Hernandez in left field, and it caromed away from him. We're back, Giants. We're back to being the Giants. Dallas will be here shortly. Just had to step away from the studio just a minute, and we're going to talk about it here. We get a late start, had a little computer issue, and we had to restart the whole doggone computer tonight. So lost our momentum, which we like to go. We were ready to go at 10:05, but we couldn't get it up and going. Couldn't get the computer to work. So anyway, guys, Giants, horrible performance tonight at the plate. 2 hits. What can you say when you get 2 freaking hits? 2! And 2 hits, 2 runs on a Little League home run. Literally that was probably the most Little League home run I've seen that wasn't an actual error on the play, like Ramos when he got the home run where the ball was thrown into right field, and that was, they call this was a true Little League home run. It bounced away. It was just a blooper. It wasn't hard hit. It wasn't a ball that went to the wall and caromed off the wall and got away from the outfielder, kind of like Patrick Bailey's home run last year where he knocked it off the wall and it bounced. It was just
hit hard enough to get a pretty good carom off that sidewall.
Well, it was the English, the reverse to the English on the ball. I don't know,
spun it out, yeah.
Yeah, Hernandez got too close to the ball. He needed to stand back. I think he thought it would just obviously going to bounce a certain way to him, and it kind of, instead of bouncing,
he thought it was going to go out of play.
Yeah, I think he kind of did.
It almost like did.
It hit kind of higher up on that little retaining wall, and then instead of bouncing it just went down the left field line and like a worm burner. But that's the Giants' offense tonight. That was it. 2 runs. That was the only excitement if you watch this game. The other excitement, I guess, if you had Casey doing the golden sombrero, 4 strikeouts tonight. You know what my thought was watching Casey strike out? You took him out of rhythm. Now, he probably wasn't going to hit well tonight. Sheehan had him, and Casey looked a little overmatched to me, but he looks like
he's been struggling lately.
He looks like he's struggling a little bit. That's because they played around with him. They've sat him twice when he was hot. I don't like taking guys out of the lineup when they're hot. Like Haas, I would have played Haas last night. But, yeah, this was probably one of the worst games Casey's had since his rookie season. He looked really poor at the plate tonight. He didn't even look patient at the plate. He was just going up.
He was impatient. He was in swing mode.
Yeah, his first 5 pitches he saw were 5 swing and misses. He went down on 3 pitches in his first at-bat, and his next at-bat, he was 0-2 in the count before he either fouled one off or took a ball. But it was not good tonight for Casey. Those nights are going to happen to people. If it starts happening more consistently, then you have a problem. You have a problem with, Chapman is hitting poorly again. He's down to let's see,
224.
224.
He started at 225, so now an 0 for 3 drops you 1 point now.
Yeah. So, look, the Giants are not a good team, okay? Period. They're just – this is a team that will not put together long winning streaks consistently because of nights like tonight. They get shut down too much. They should have been shut out tonight. if it wasn't for the Lee double, triple, or whatever home run actually. This is a team that would have been looking at its 9th shutout on the season. Look, sour shoes, Casey. Yeah, Casey. Play on words, Casey. Yeah, Casey was bad tonight. But you know what? That's
so
baseball.
Was everybody else.
That's baseball.
Arise was 0 for 4. Schmidt 0 for 4. Devers 0 for 4. Ramos 0 for 4.
Yeah.
Adames had a hit. Gilbert had a hit.
Yeah.
That's not true. Adames had no hit. I'm looking at the wrong column. Arise 0 for 4. Schmidt 0 for 4.
Only hits for Devers and Lee. That's it. Devers and Lee.
Devers and Lee.
That's it. The rest of the team was 0 for. Schmidt looked the worst. I thought Chapman looked really overmatched. Hey, look, Casey's going back down to earth where I said he would. Remember, I said he's going to be in the 260 range, likely. Maybe he makes it to 260. Wouldn't surprise me to see Casey, when it's all said and done, be hitting 252 on the season. And 252, 22 home runs, 75 RBIs, an OPS of, 775, something like that. That's probably, but that's still productive numbers. Because especially what you need your guys that need to be producing the big numbers are Devers and Chapman and Adames, and they're just simply not. I don't know. Geez, where is Sour Shoes? Is that you, Mike? Mike? Come on, Mike. We need a rant today. I don't know if I want to rant today. I mean, I expected them to lose tonight. I did not expect them to win 2 games. Think of it as you got 2. They're very lucky that the Dodgers were flat the first couple of nights. And, the Giants lost tonight, and they didn't even face Betts or Ohtani in the lineup. The Dodgers, why did they sit Betts and Ohtani? Because they could, and they knew they could win. Dave Roberts knew, hey, look, here's a rest night. They don't respect the Giants. It's obvious. If they respected the Giants, they would have easily won 3 games. So, you take your 2. Yeah, exactly, Gravy. Why should I go and rant? They're not good enough. I'm not going to. The only thing that really I would rant about is they got a problem and they created it. And that is they got 4 guys to play 3 positions. And I don't like Casey being a DH full-time, and I don't like Eldridge being a DH. Those guys should be playing in the field. Let more experienced professional guys that have been in the league a long time deal with the head case that when you have a bad night like tonight, like Casey did, it's not good for the mental psyche to be going back to the dugout thinking, crap, I struck out 3 times. I got 1 more shot. I better not strike out. You don't want that. Just go in the field. But no, the Giants got to play Chapman. They got to play Adames. They got to play Devers in the field. Look, Devers made a great play at first tonight on the ball that would have went down the line. He made a bad throw, but it, whatever. It was not the end of the world, I didn't think. He was off balance a little bit. I think the ball might even hit the runner. You can't really fault Devers for that. But I don't like the idea of Devers. I mean, what are they doing? Playing musical chairs at first base? We got Schmidt, we got Eldridge, we got Devers in this series. Pick first baseman. My goodness, how hard is it? That's my rant.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even the least of their worries, their problems right now.
They got so many problems. They got a lot of problems.
Problem is they lost last night and they can't bounce back and get going again. And now they're in the schneid, and who knows now? Do they bounce back tomorrow? Does it take 2 more games for them to start figuring things out again? So that's why it's really frustrating.
Yeah.
And we're back in this situation where you get down by 3 runs, and it's like, well, game's over. We can't score 3 runs.
No. 5-2.
They haven't been able to do it, other than maybe the 1 or 2 games that they've come back.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Rise is very good at second base. He had a heck of a game. He gobbled up everything, made some really good plays on the double plays, getting rid of the ball quickly, diving catch, really good out there.
Yeah, I don't like the way the team's handling all of this. Make a decision. Either just move Eldridge back down to the minors and stop the whole idea. You got guys like this pressing. Is Casey feeling the pressure to perform? Maybe, because now he knows that if he doesn't hit, he's going to be he's not playing. He's not going to be an everyday player because they're not going to sit Chapman. And they're not going to sit Adames. It's very obvious. And they're not going to sit Devers. And they're not going to sit Arise. Those are the 4 guys they're going to go with and they're going to ride with. And, playing – they're not doing any service to Schmidt and Eldridge. Look, Eldridge just needs to play, period. If he's not going to play, then put him down in AAA and just say – we're not going to bring him up until there's an injury or there's a trade that's made. He can spend, as far as I'm concerned, the entire season in AAA. He's 21. He needs to develop. You're not developing a guy just sitting on the bench getting at bats every 3rd game. That's just the stupidest thing I have ever heard. It's not like he's Jesus Rodriguez. He's your top prospect that you have built as a cornerstone for the franchise, and you've been building this guy up for the last couple of years. He either's it or he's not. But let's not be pinch hitting for him unless the game's on the line and it's a key situation. And look, the best thing that can happen to this team, I'm telling you, the best thing that can happen to this team. Now, you're going to think I'm crazy, everybody, but the best thing that can happen to this team, they're on a 2-game losing streak. The best thing that can happen to this team is them to lose the next 6 on this road trip. Why do I say that? Because they're not going to win this year, and you need to get the pressure to do something that either plays Eldridge every day or trades somebody, because this is who they are. I'm telling you, this is an 85-plus loss team. I've had to switch my 88 win team. I was overzealous in the beginning. I was excited. Hiroku says Giants taking 2 of 3 in sack. Do we need to create it? Do you have CTE too, Hiroku? Come on. I
can't go say they're going to lose 85 games. I mean, they just split a series with the Dodgers. They won the previous series. Yes, they look bad, but they're not as bad as they played tonight. They're not that bad. They're going to have games where they're good, and Gage doesn't give up the 2 runs, and they're in the game, and then they come back and win it. So. I think I don't know. I think it's just too soon to be saying they're going to lose 85 games and rooting for them to lose the next 6.
Right now, they're on pace for 64 and 98, though.
Yes, but that's assuming that they're going to continue to play this badly the whole time.
Well,
But I can't just say the same thing every night.
The youngsters have to play. Giants need to more impact talent. We need a closer, a center fielder that can hit and defend. Where are you going to get him, George? Where are you going to get a? Who are you going to trade to go get one? Are you going to trade your young prospects that are in the top 100? That would be stupid. George, they're not winning this year. Wake up and smell the coffee. They're not winning.
They're not getting worse. They're only one game under 500 this month. So I think, that they're okay. They haven't got on the right track yet. They're still working their way out of this funk. So I keep saying the same things, but that's because nothing has changed.
They're 8 games under 500 with no major injuries. This is a really bad team, fellas. They don't look good to me. They're worst in. Are they still? We're going to have to pull up the run differential, the offensive performance. We're 40. What are they? What's their record? 17-25 now. 17-25.
18-26.
Have they won 18? Okay, 18-26. Okay, so they're 18-26. So they played what? 44 games. 18-26. They're let's pull up the overall standings here. Out of 30 teams, the Giants are 26 or 27. 27th. The Angels are the worst team. Hey, look at that. The Angels and the Giants. What do they have in common? They got brothers running the teams. Wow. That's great. And they both got crappy owners. Let me pull up the standings here, guys. Here is the overall standings. You got the Braves 30-14, Tampa, Yankees 4th, Dodgers 5th, and then you got the Brewers. Look at the Cardinals. Oh, a rebuilding Cardinals team. Oh, you can't tear it down. You'll be boring. You'll lose 100+ games if you try and go young. Look at the Cardinals, 25-18. Look at the Pirates building something. Look at their pitching the Pirates have. They've and the Brewers. How about the Brewers? The big three of the Brewers is Mezorowski. They get rid of Freddie Peralta. They lose Corbin Burns a couple years ago. Brandon Woodruff's on the shelf, and they've got 3 of the top pitchers in the game. I'm trying to remember who the third one is. Somebody in the chat will know it, but Kyle Harrison is dealing this year with the Brewers. He's one of the top pitchers in the game right now. You look at let's take a look at the run differential, shall we? Let's look at the run differential. We don't even. Yeah, okay. Run differential. Let's take a look. Let's do it this way. Let's do it overall. Let's do run differential. The Braves are leading with +91. Yankees, Dodgers, Brewers, Cubs, top 5, all in the plus. Where are the Giants? Second to last, -45. Only the Houston Astros are worse. So the Giants are set right now to win 41% of their games. 41% is 66 wins, I guess. So 162 times 40.9. Yeah, they're at 66. So they'd be 66-96. So not 64, but 66. They still got to improve on that, not to lose 85, Dallas. I think this could be an 85-loss team. You're muted, my friend.
I just don't see how that happens. I mean, they're not playing well right now. They're not scoring runs, but it's not like, these guys are, all of them will have a bad season and they're not going to get it going. So I'm not going to change my tune after this game or yesterday. I'm going to, we'll see where we're at on Saturday.
Yeah, where did you have them? Let's see. I don't know. I screwed this whole thing up. You
They're
had
exactly where I had them. I had them winning 2, and then against the Dodgers and 2.
Oh, they have to
previous
win
season.
2. They have to win the next 2 to be 20 and 26.
Correct.
Okay. 20 and 26. Well, mine didn't add up. For some reason, I got 17 and 29, which doesn't make sense. That is, that is 46, right? Yeah. So if they lose the next 2, they will be 18 and 28. I'll be off by a game. And if they win 1, you'll be closer than me of the next 2. If they split, they will be 19 and 27. You will be 1 game off, and I would be 2 games off. So whoever comes through in the next 2 games, Dallas, it's coming down to who's closer, you or me. They win the next 2, you nail it.
At the end of May, we'll have a better idea. And at the All-Star break, we'll have an even better idea.
Okay.
So let's just wait and see.
Let's get to a super chat here. We got a couple in here. We got the Dash Hound. The Dash Hound dude says, I guess, oh, look at the Dash Hound. Look at that. I love Dash Hounds. Great dogs. I guess, like you said yesterday, Buster has no balls because he didn't bench Adames for yesterday's base running blunder. Yep, they backed down. Tony's not able to.
I said that they should. I did like Tony's explanation of why he didn't, because he wants to win the game and he thinks Adames gives him the best chance to win. So, yeah. I mean, the guy has, been hitting better lately.
Yeah.
But to say that in the same sentence and then play Matt Chapman, I don't know. I don't know if he gives you the best chance to win.
Yeah, for sure. Propa 7146, $5. Thank you. Says Tony's clearly scared of upsetting the vets. He doesn't hold them to high standards, does not have the leadership qualities to lead a big league club. That may be coming to fruition. It looks like Tony is not the guy. I don't know. Tony hasn't been the guy I thought he would be. And I know it's a tough situation because you're taking over with a lot of veterans, and they haven't done, jack squat, the veterans.
Yeah. And also it's very reactionary to be saying he doesn't have it at this point. How many years did it take Bruce Bochy to have a winning record with the Giants?
He came when did he come in 07?
Brian Sabian was on KMBR today. He says you should give Vitello 3 years before you make a judgment on him.
Well, this isn't Tony. Look, if they're 18 and 26, if Bochy was managing this team, what would they be best? Maybe 19 and 25?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe it's a game here or
a game
there.
Or 2, I think, at this point.
Yeah, but this team is underperformed. Melvin didn't have the balls either. He didn't bench Ramos once last year when Ramos was just making mistake after mistake after mistake. Insane says he'll give Vitello till the end of the year. Insane? That's one thing I got to disagree with. What are you going to do? Bring in a different manager for the 4th year out of 5? Something like that? I don't think I think it's the personnel.
It's not the manager.
I think it's the personnel. This personnel is, who's the best manager in baseball right now? I don't know. Who would that be? Council maybe, or maybe. I mean, look at Walt Weiss. He's a rookie manager, and he's got the Braves though. Look at the Braves. They're just. I don't see it being the issue. And Well, if you say, hold on here, I clicked on it, it went away. I don't think it's insane to have some question about Tony Vitello by the end of the year, but hold on, this stupid thing acts up. Here we go. Dan, not to bring in a different manager, but just say that Vitello isn't the right guy for the job. Well, you have to bring in a different manager then. I see what you're saying. It's kind of kind of a odd way of saying it, but you are having to get a new manager if you're saying Vitello's not the right guy.
Right.
So doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but I don't know, Dallas. I
don't think Vitello is the problem.
I don't think it's
either
him.
He was going to be better than Melvin at turning the things around when they start to fall off the rails. And it doesn't seem like he has that ability. It's just, he's just running the team out there day after day and hoping for a different result.
I think the part where there's a little bit of, I don't want to use the word intimidation. That sounds a little strong, but maybe not the lacking of the confidence in making what he really believes to be the right thing to do, not having the confidence to do so because he's heard so much. He's got no major league experience. He doesn't, he didn't pay his dues. It's all over the national media. The Giants are getting more attention on their team this year than any time in recent years. And it's because the national media is bringing, the Giants they made national media from Tuesday night from, the outfield celebration with the outfielders humping each other. That's all over, they're talking about it, and a lot of people think it's funny, and some people don't like it, whatever. But they're not being talked about in the media for their great play. They're talked about for their antics, the Tony Vitello, and their ineptitude on offense. They're not being talked about in a good way, like, oh, the Giants are really talented. This group is no. I think the talent is in Rafael Devers. That's your most talented hitter, your most feared hitter, but he doesn't look to be what he was. I don't think, he had a horrible April. He's having a good May. We'll see where he ends up, but he's not going to make the difference in this team. He doesn't have anybody else to help him. There's no other studs on this team. Kiki did it too.
Gilbert is getting a lot of playing time for somebody who's unproven.
Well, who do they have? I guess they didn't play Bader tonight, right?
No, but they're just doing a platoon.
Yeah, I remember that and, the platoon is going to favor Gilbert 75% of the time.
And that's what we're seeing. But if you're going to play someone inexperienced, you'd rather play Eldridge than Gilbert, but then you don't have anybody to play the outfield, so it doesn't work out.
Yeah. The focus on Vitello, Senior says Devers isn't a winner seems selfish to me. The focus on Vitello is dumb. Giants have a talent problem. They cannot hit fastballs. Tony Vitello might not be a good manager, and people get all mad for me at saying something that is completely reasonable.
He might not be. He might not be. We don't know yet.
Yeah, it's tough to tell.
When the Giants lose, why do we talk shit about Vitello?
Yeah, why? Yeah, when they win, do we give Vitello the credit? Usually not. No. It's like Tony's not the problem, win or lose. When they win, they're not winning mostly because of Tony, what he's doing. When they lose, it's the same thing. It's like maybe there's been a couple of earlier games where he mishandled the bullpen and maybe he didn't pinch hit here or there. But look, this team
and
has,
they have one extra player, so every day they're sitting somebody, and every day it seems like they're making the wrong decision on that. But it's not like Eldridge would have to change the outcome of this game. He would have struck out 3 times also. So
probably. Look, they strike out too much. It's an organization that strikes out way too much. Okay? That is the problem. The problem is this team strikes out way too much. It's what I've been preaching the last few years, and the problem is here. Let me pull up for a graphic for you guys when we talk about what I mean by striking out. Let me pull this one up right here. Oops, wrong one. There you go. What the heck was that one? Stuck in the middle. Yeah. Okay. That was
we wish at this point.
Yeah. That was if the Giants were 25-18, what would people say about Tony then? Yeah, exactly.
He'd be a genius.
That's the over-under, 82.5 for the year. And then it dropped to 80.5 for some reason. But the graphic I want to put up is the K rates. Hey, look at that, right down the middle of us. Okay, Jung Hoo Lee, career 10.8. I don't know where he's at this year. This is before they had done the Rise deal. But the league average is right around 21-ish, I think. 21, 22. So you got a lot of guys over that. Devers, Ramos, Chapman, Bailey, thank goodness he's gone. Adames, Eldridge is high. This is a problem. This team is not going to consistently score runs because they strike out too much.
13.5.
Who is?
Jung Hoo.
13.5. Yeah, the problem is they don't consistently score enough runs, and the reason they don't score enough runs is because they don't put the ball in play enough. And that's going to be a problem all year. Nothing's going to change it.
And their pitch, their swing, their recognition of the strike zone is poor.
Yeah.
They swing at pitches they shouldn't swing at. They don't walk at all. And so it's just not good, man.
Yeah. Hey guys, let's see if we can get those likes up. Let me pull up what we got in here. I have to pull it up on my phone here. 106 watching right now on the tube, with a total of another 30 or so on X. We've got right now only 18 likes, right around 15%. Okay, there's 19.
You can't base the decision to like the show based on whether you like the game.
Yeah,
it's got to be the opposite. No one likes anything right now. I understand that, but you still need to push the like button so that we can get the show pushed out there to more people. So I know it doesn't feel good to hit a like button right now, but
it's not. Yeah,
you still kind of have to do it.
Yeah, just there you go. Thank you, Dallas. 15% like rate is not good. Yeah, we're up to 24, so but 109 watching, so we're sitting around 20%. That means 80% either just don't want to take the time to hit the like button, or they don't like the show and they're watching it to criticize. I don't know, but come on, it's called the American way. All right. Appreciate those who did that. You know who you are. Appreciate you. I know we have a lot of people that watch this show, like Dallas showed from the Facebook group the other night, the Crook and Kipe. I don't like those guys. So we have our detractors. Look, we get it.
That's
Philip
fine.
Says,
and the detractors, they don't have to watch. They can just get on out of here.
Yep. The Giants are exactly now, no, what's
It's kind
NW?
of weird too. Like if you don't like the show, why
No,
would
wait,
you
wait.
put yourself through this?
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost 11 o'clock. Isn't there something else you could be doing? Um, uh, the Giants are exactly nowhere
Do
I
you
thought
not
they'd
have a Netflix
be.
account?
Yeah, Netflix. I mean, come on. There's all kinds of good movies out there. We all saw this coming. Nobody should be surprised. This will continue unless change happens. Thank you, Philip. Sometimes I get Philip and George mixed up because they've been with us for a long time. George is the one that believes the Giants can do all this and go make all these trades. Philip's more in reality, I think. Philip, you're nailing this. This is look, I was wrong thinking this was an 88 win team. I just was. I don't know why I thought it. I really went high because of I thought as the year progressed that the Giants would get more enthusiastic being around Tony and that you know they would start to rub off. But I let my emotions, and I usually don't do this. I I got so high on Tony. I really was high on the Tony Vitello thing that I thought he would be able to do miracles. Um, I'm really disappointed that I went with the 88. I would have felt a lot better if I would have went maybe like 84, and I would just say I was off. But 88 is up there. I do think this is a 85. I still think this is an 85 loss team. 77 wins, maybe 78 feels like about to me feels like the peak. Feels like the ceiling for this team. Um, Now that I'm watching Chapman again, I thought Chapman would have an 80 RBI season. To me, I listened to those senior. A couple of them are pretty good in the tune and stuff. I'm not sure if they'll fit right now. Um, I What's going to be different about this team, Dallas, that you think that they're going to start winning?
Because they're not playing up to their standards.
What
These
standard
guys are
is that?
these
Who's
veterans have been playing a certain way. They don't. I mean, like last year, they didn't go all these games and score 2 runs, 1 run, or whatever. They would, their offense was more consistent last year, and they underachieved last year. Everybody thought last year, they should have won more, and they ended up at 500, and everyone thought they underachieved. And Devers wasn't as good as he should have been. Chapman wasn't as good as he should have been. Adames took half the year off and then got it going. But we going into this year, you think that everyone would do better, and so far that has been the case. There's been long protected slumps by the highest paid people. So,
well, Matt Chapman
that
missed
will
some
turn
games.
around.
He missed some games last year. He missed over 30 games last year. He was down in production. He still did hit. He hit 21 home runs, but let's take
What's
a
he on
look.
pace for this year?
Well, he's only got 1, so he's probably on pace
For 4.
for about 4. Yeah,
Or 3.5.
yeah. Let's take a look at Chapman. All right, let's take a look at his batting average since 2021. He hit 210, 229, 240, 247 his first year with the Giants, 231, 220. He seems to me like he is who he is. Maybe the home runs are down, but that happens with age. He's 33. Matt Chapman is 33, people. What goes? Bat speed. When bat speed goes, so does the power. Is Matt Chapman really underplaying who we thought he was? I mean, he had a good year. I shouldn't say he had a good year. He had a decent year when he was in 24 for the Giants, and he had 27 home runs. But think about what Matt Chapman was doing. Was Matt Chapman motivated in 24?
Mm-hmm.
What did he say? I will prove myself. I am going to opt out. I'm going to prove my. Is Matt Chapman do you think, we don't know, but just realistically, do you think Matt Chapman, now that he's got his money guaranteed for the next 4 years plus the rest of this year, do you think he's as motivated as he was in the 24 season?
Apparently not.
I think it's impossible. I think I'm being huge. Look,
I'm saying you have guys that are professionals. They show up, they do the work, they take their batting practice, they do their drills, and they have a certain level of production that they, at that level, with that amount of preparation, that they produce. And you think that would be good enough, but I guess maybe there's a hunger part to it where.
Well, let me just tell you a true story here, and I don't want to come across as arrogant or toot my own horn. I've been in commission sales my whole life, and there's been times where I've been really, really hungry because I've got a big, what they call a nut to crack, meaning I got to get more than what I'm putting out. You know, there was a day where I spent $10,000 to $15,000 a month in marketing. Okay. And I would really have to push so that I didn't lose money that month. So ideally I would make 20 to 25,000 in that month. But I had a day or two in my career, you know, every now and then you hit a grand slam in baseball, you hit one, you hit good. I had a day where I had a 6-figure sale, 2 of them, you know, 100 grand plus on a sale, one sale. And I'll tell you what, my mentality was I can coast for a while now. I was not like, let me go out there and just keep going. No, I was like, because you work hard for those deals, and you get one, and human nature says, I'm going to take some time off.
Is he coasting, or is he trying so hard to make up for it that it's counterproductive? Like in baseball, if everything's going good and you're hitting, you don't have to think about it. You just go up there and things are working out and you're playing well. And it's kind of, I don't want to say it's easy, but it looks a little easy. But when it's not working out and you're grinding and you're trying to figure things out, you're trying to not be the worst player on the team, and you're like, yes, you're a professional, yes, you're getting paid either way, but there's still a certain level of panic, I think, that is setting in there that says, you know, have I lost it? You know, and maybe that trying extra is counterproductive to his coming out of it.
Right now, the Giants are the Astros and Angels have the most losses at 28. The Rockies have 27, and then the Giants have 26. What would you say about a team? I mean, we're seeing the Blue Jays, they're underperforming a little bit. They're 19 and 24. The Rockies are where they should be. You know, we're always saying. But a team that has been 500, try and step out of your fandom as a Giants fan and just look from an objective point of view and look at the team, and you saw the stats, you saw the personnel, and you weren't a Giants fan. Would you think this team is still, you know, a 500 plus team based on, because all as I hear
based
nationally,
what we've observed so far this year, or based on the career track record of all the players on the team?
Both. Because remember, these guys are getting older.
I'd say they're about a 500 team as they've been for years.
Yeah, I
And you look at those standings. There's a bunch of teams on there that are not going to be on there at the All-Star break.
I mean, there's a lot
teams
of guys
have gotten off to a hot start. Teams have gotten off to a terrible start. That picture, take a screenshot of it now. At the All-Star break, those standings will look a lot different than they do right now.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think
I'm not pissed. But the Giants just split a series against the Dodgers, probably the best team in baseball. Now, their record doesn't show it, but they're a very, very good team with good pitching and about as stacked a lineup as you can. And, they played pretty well this series. Now, because they lost the last two, everyone is gloom and doom. The sky is falling. It's raining on them. Oh my gosh, they lost two. This is a terrible team. But they actually did pretty good this series. So, nope, doesn't work for you. Yeah. And I think.
Well, come on. Let me move over here.
So it remains to be seen. Let's see how they play against the A's. If they sweep the A's, we're going to be in here, and everyone's going to have a different tune. They're going to be like, well, maybe they can get it going. They can turn this around. No. Maybe they can turn it around. Maybe they're going to slide again, and it's going to be back and forth all season long. But if they keep winning series, they split this series, they win the next series, they win another series, they lose a series, then they win two series. They start ticking up closer back to 500, and then we get to the mid-season point, and they've righted the ship. They're back to 500 again, and maybe they can get hot in the second half. It's possible. Right now, it doesn't look too possible, but it's a very long season. So
how do I rewind that and play that back? I can't do that on a live stream, can
I? You probably can. Yeah.
How do I do that?
Open up YouTube in a separate channel and then click back.
I want to record that though on my phone. How do I do that?
Record it on your phone.
Yeah.
It's recorded.
I know, but I want to get it on my phone so I can. I don't know.
All right. Well, let's mark it down.
Dallas is mocking us
minutes, now. 47 minutes,
right.
And I will send that to you afterward.
All right. I'm going to step away here for 1 sec, and you take over.
Okay.
I got some songwriting to do.
When at 11 o'clock, the lights in here dim. So let me tell Alexa to turn it back on.
Alexa, turn the lights back on.
Alexa, turn the office lights to 100%. All of them. Oh,
wow. All right. I'll be back with another song, another hit single. Okay.
All right. Alexa, stop it. So, let's see what we've missed in the chat here as I was ranting about this. Well, we've got a very smart person here. E. Miller Base agrees with me. It's very good. They didn't even play Mookie and Ohtani today. Well, Ohtani's a 200 hitter this year, so they actually were better without him. It actually helped the Dodgers to not play Ohtani. I don't really believe that, but that's my counter argument. What else do we got? This is what CTE sounds like. Could be, yes. I don't know, because I would be the one suffering with it. I'm mocking you. No, I'm not mocking you. Well, I guess I was. I was doing that impression where I said the gloom and doom thing. Yeah, the sky is falling. Winning series, not that easy for this Giants team. Now, let's see how many series they've won this year. Now, they did get swept on a few of them, and that has hurt their record. But let's see. Giants. I don't even know how to find that stat without going through and adding it all up. Yeah, I can't do it right now if it's just me here. So we'll add that up and see how far they are as far as series goes. Let's see here. What else we got? Yep. Cognitive dissonance could be, or maybe I'm just look at the long term and I'm not so swayed by the short term wins and losses of the team. Got to see a larger sample size to see the full picture. Now, the first month they were bad. In May, after the loss tonight, they are one game under 500 in May. So I would want them to be 3-4 games over 500 at the end of May to kind of offset what they did last month and get things moving in the right direction. But so I don't know. They're going to have to get on a hot streak here if they're going to prove me right on that. And I could be wrong. Could be that this team is just really bad and they just suck the whole year. And we're going to be in here talking about this every night. Oh, it's going to be awful. But that actually isn't going to happen. They will get on some hot streaks. You're letting your Giants fandom get in the way of seeing this isn't a good team. No, if I thought it was, is it Giants fandom to think that I'm just looking at the players they have, objectively looking at the players they have. Are they playing up to their career levels? Now, Dan would say, well, look, Chapman is hitting 225. He's almost back up to his career numbers. If you look at his RBIs right now, they're on pace to almost be what they were last year. But Chapman started out the year hot for about a week. And then in the last 2 weeks, he's been on a horrible stretch where he's hitting under 100. He has 4 hits in his last 30-something at-bats. So he's been really, really bad the last couple of weeks. So you expect a certain level of output out of him. Devers started to get it going. Now he's stalled out for a couple of games. Schmitt, we've been riding him all season. He's hitting in the 200s now in this month. I don't know what his splits are, but I bet they're, if you look at his May, not very good. So he's cooled off. So there's a very inconsistent team. They're not hitting on all cylinders in any respects. And they're not going to be this bad. And that's why I say it's going to be better than it is right now. But is that enough to dig themselves out of the hole? I don't know. I think it is. I think that they creep themselves back up to 500 or close to 500 by the All-Star break. And that is saying that this month, they've got 2 weeks left of the month. They need to finish out, 5 games over 500 so they can finish out the month, 4 games over 500 for May and make up some of that ground that they blew in April. So that's why, and that's what I want to see. So I kind of think they, against the A's, I know everyone loves the A's here, and they're 2 games over 500 and leading the division. The American League is really bad. So I don't, their stats are inflated a little bit. But the Giants, they took 5 of 6 from the A's last year. They play well against them. They play well in that park. A lot of Giants have played a lot of games there. So it's kind of their second home. The fans will be mostly Giants fans. So it's going to be kind of a home game. It's going to be warmer. It's going to be an easier place to hit. And I think they'll like playing in Sacramento. So, they're playing really bad. But, they did take 2 of 4 from the Dodgers, so they're not that bad. Tonight, Gage had a bad inning. Otherwise, they might still be playing right now. Probably they would have beat us in the later innings, but I don't know. They're just not as bad as everyone is saying they are.
We do have a new song here. All right. It's called "What CT Looks Like." Let's see how this sounds. I'm not sure. This is a test. Not sure how this one came out. But let's hear it.
The Giants will be back at 500. These guys will start to hit. This is what CTE looks like. In 2 months, take a look at the standings. They'll look a lot different different from now. The Giants will start to hit. These guys are professional hitters. They will come around. This is what CTE looks like. Or is this cognitive dissonance? Dallas, is there hope for CTE? Oh, Dallas, we need you.
All right, there it is. I can't figure out how to control the. They're making me write my own lyrics. I used to do them, and I'd ramble. I just talk to it and say, put this together, and I'd say these are the ideas, and they stop, and then they would create the song with, "Hey, I forgot to know how to do this. I'll just ramble." Just put it together. They take exactly what I said and make that the lyrics. And I got it confused. So I'm writing these lyrics now that are
work it up in the lyrics in Chat GPT first with like the rhyming scheme and everything, and then bring it over.
Elmore, I can tell you wrote those lyrics. They're not very catchy. I don't know how to fix it, man. I wrote a couple of really good hit songs. Not me. I gave them the idea, and they turned into some pretty good ones. But I wrote a really cool song for my wife. That one came out pretty cool. And they took what I said and rearranged it. Now it's stuck on virtual. Like whatever I say becomes the lyrics. So it's all screwed up.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm not going to quit if I realize it's a bad team. I mean, bad team, that's I don't know. Eventually Buster Posey will realize it's a bad team, and then he will trade away his pieces, and then we get this the season transitions to 2007 Giants, where you got a lot of young kids playing, and you're trying to gain the priority shift, so you're starting to see building for the future, which I think is what Dan wants to see. So when he says he hopes that they lose 6 games in a row, he wants to force the issue to get to the young guys earlier.
I would love to see him win 6 in a row if I thought, they were going to really become this good team. I was hoping tonight, I just didn't have any hopes really going into tonight. And I guess what I'm trying to say is I would love to be proven wrong that this team is capable of competing and winning. But the more baseball I watch of other teams, I just don't see this team like any of those better teams. And so, yeah, they're going to have these 3-4 game stretches like they did Sunday. They came back and then they look good Monday and Tuesday night. They're going to have more of those. There's no doubt they're going to have those nights. I just think they're too inconsistent to put together anything that is sustainably good. So why I say I would rather see them just lose, because I think the more they do this win 2 in LA and everybody starts thinking, hey, maybe we'll sweep them. Maybe this team's turned it around. And that talk gets pushed around in the media circles on the radio, and it gets people having false hope, I think. And the Giants start to think, look, when you get shut out 8 times in your first 41 games, you're not a very good hitting team. And it's really hard to get shut out that much. It really is. And so what I want change. I don't want 500. I want real change. I want the owners to feel the pain of what it looks like to have a 90-plus loss team, because I think then you realize, hey, there's a problem. And it's not just we need to have a better offseason with a couple of plug this guy in and plug this guy. They don't go after real players. They go after, and they don't develop their guys. Now they've got these young guys coming, Hernandez and Joshua and Johnny Level and Bryce, and there's somebody else in the top 100 I'm missing right now. Bo Davidson. They got these guys. Now, are they going to be the answer? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know.
Yeah. We don't know.
But we don't.
But yeah, you talk about players being fat and happy and they don't care as much because they got paid and, they get paid either way. The owners are like double that. They, until they start feeling the pinch of people not showing up because the team is bad, then, and sometimes owners, they feel that pinch and then they decide, oh, well, we're not going to spend more. We got to spend less because we,
fine. Spend less, rebuild. You know what? Here's the problem. I'm going to pull something up for you guys, and I want you to see this because I want you to see something. Who's got the best record in baseball right now? The Braves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who has the second best record in baseball right now?
I can't remember. You had it up there a couple of minutes ago.
It's the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, how are they able to do this on this salary? 109.
Where are they going to finish up at the end of the year? Where are they going to be at the All-Star break?
They're fine. They'll be a top 10 team at the end of the year. Look, the Rays are constantly doing this. Why are they able to do this? Why do the Giants spend $230 million on the CTE? We'll call it the CB, the CTE. Why do they able to? Why the Rays spend over $120 million less? Because they don't.
I think
go out and sign
They've got a good
garbage.
manager.
They don't sign garbage players. They don't sign guys that are. They don't give big 6-year deals and 7-year deals. Look, if you look closer at these salaries, look at the Indians, the Guardians. They're always up there. Look at St. Louis. They totally shredded their payroll, and look where they are. Why do the Giants constantly go inward and never go outside the organization to get talent when it comes to talent evaluators and talent developers? Why is it? See, the Rays develop better. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Why don't the Giants? Look, you know what the Rays have in common? Look who the Dodgers have running their organization. Who's running Andrew Friedman? Where'd he come from? Tampa. Who's running Tampa now? I'm not even sure, but why is Tampa so good? They obviously know how to develop players. Look at Milwaukee. What is their? I pulled it down. You know what Milwaukee's salary is? $140 million, $90 million less than the Giants. Why is Milwaukee constantly winning? They won 100 games last year. Why do teams constantly run circles around the Giants when it comes to player development and talent? Now, it looks like the Giants are starting to turn a corner here with some guys at the lower levels.
Mm-hmm.
But do we trust this existing front office to really figure it out? I mean, Phillips says
seems to be working.
Their downfall will be their effing pride. Yeah, because the Giants think they're it. Why did the Giants win 3 World Series? Because of Dick Tidrow, Brian Sabean, real baseball people that Sabean brought in, and they had a lot of great baseball knowledgeable people. I mean, they had, Boch and Flannery and Wotus, baseball people. The Giants, ever since they brought in Kapler, have been bringing in. It's like, I don't get it.
Well, they have Bochy and Wotus, but from a the front office standpoint, as far as talent, evaluation, that type of thing, there's probably better. But I think they seem to have been hurt by the fact that they are in a division with the Dodgers. They are somewhat of a comparable size market with the Dodgers, or they should be. Maybe
minus the TV deal, right?
2/3 of the size or whatever, but they feel like they have to spend like the Dodgers, right? But they're spending on players that they can get that don't go to the Dodgers, right? So that's already a second tier. And then there's a whole nother set of people that don't want to come to San Francisco because it's a tough place to hit. Your career numbers go down. Your next paycheck is not going to be as big. So they have to overpay for people that they can manage to get, and it doesn't, they don't get the same caliber of free agent that the Dodgers get or a lot of other places get. So they end up, so now they have all these high price guys that
they need to stop. Don't you think they need to stop? I mean, they did it with Soler.
And we've said it now. It didn't work. Now they need to start moving off of these guys.
This is what I'm trying to say. Get rid of these guys. Get rid of these guys, whether it takes 1, 2 years, 3 years. Look.
Yeah. They should get rid of Adames within the next 2 years.
And Chapman this year.
Agreed.
Chapman
they have
has
a third
to
baseman.
Go.
They don't have another shortstop. So they should keep Adames until they're ready to replace him.
Look, I can go find a shortstop that's backing up some team as a shortstop and get just as much production out of that shortstop. That's probably a better defensive shortstop that will give me just as much production as I'm getting out of Willy Adames.
For Schmitt available?
No, he's done. There's just guys all over the place that could go in and play shortstop. The Giants have got to figure a way to start develop. But why do the Giants, Dallas, and chat, why do they stick with everybody within? I think, what's his name? Who said it?
Randy Wynn?
No, Philip. I get George and Philip mixed up. Philip, it's their pride. They're stuck on their 3 world championships, and they think Larry Baer thinks he knows everything about how to run a baseball organization. He ran this thing into the ground when he hired Farhan. He could have just let Bochy stay and Sabian stay. Sabian did it once before. He had a 97-04 run, which was 8 straight winning seasons. And then the Giants lost in 5, 6, and 7, and 8 losing seasons. And then they started winning again, 9, 10, 11, 12. But the ownership, they got all spoiled thinking we got to keep winning. The stadium's full. We got to keep winning. Let's double down and re-sign all these older vets. And then they, gave these guys contracts and they gave them extensions and Belt and Buster, not Buster, but
that was a mistake.
And then
they tried to ride it out as long as they could. And then the next mistake was
they're doing it again.
Oh, I know what we can do. Let's hire this analytics guy, and he's going to get us better players on the cheap, right?
That was Larry Baer. That was all Larry Baer.
I don't think Larry Baer has any real power. I think
he did. He did
days.
When Farhan, before he had the whole situation with his wife, that public thing, it was Larry Baer driving the whole thing that led to Farhan. That was 100% Larry Baer.
Well, that didn't work. So now they've gone with Buster, and the jury's still out.
Yeah, exactly. The team got way too old by 05, and Sabian spun his wheels through 07 before ripping the Band-Aid off. Right. You got to develop young guys, and it's the only chance the Giants have. They're not getting top-tier free agents to come. Maybe they get a few pitchers. They can do that. They're not getting hitters. So develop draft and develop the type of hitter that fits your park for 81 games. Stop trying to sign power hitters for this park. They got Chapman, Devers, Adames that, now you get a righty, that's fine. Barry Bonds, he's the unicorn. Come on. We all know that nobody's going to hit like Bonds. Ohtani can do it. This park's not held Ohtani back. But generally speaking, and I don't think it'll hold Eldridge back a whole lot either, because he can go to left field too. Left field, you can hit home runs in this ballpark. We saw it with Jeff Kent. We saw it with Rich Aurelia. We saw it with Ellis Burks. We saw, guys hit 30-plus home runs from the right side for the Giants. And, not too many lefties did it. Brandon Belt, he had just enough power to maybe get 30-plus in 2021. He got hurt. Otherwise, he probably would. He ended up with 29, and he was hurt most of the season. He only played 5-6 games, and but Belt was robbed so many times when it used to be 421. So not too many lefties can juice it out of here. The guys that are big time pull hitters. Bryce Eldridge will be different. He can go to left field. We saw that the other night in the video. But the Giants got to start going out and, making the right type of trades and the right type of ball players. So how much does San Francisco, the city itself, deter free agents? Dallas, I'll let you take that one. I don't know.
I think more than you think. I think politically in our country, San Francisco is viewed as this left-wing haven that is like the devil for, all the anybody who's right-winger. A lot of baseball players come from the South. They come from, more
conservative homes.
More conservative, and a lot of Giants players are more conservative just because baseball is a blue collar sport, guys that come up that play the sport, it's not this liberal elite type of audience, that are players. And so I don't know.
Do you think it's really a blue collar sport? It's very expensive to play now with travel ball.
Right. But a lot of the players that we get are from West Virginia or, North Carolina, or like a lot of, you get people from the South and people from the, a lot of those states. And I can see those types of players not wanting to come to San Francisco because of a lot of it's reputation.
Perception too. It's a perception thing. I think San Francisco itself is a beautiful city. There's a lot to do.
Yeah, but then there's the other reputation.
I think it's more though. I think it's the park.
Homeless junkies shooting up on the street and everything.
Yeah, so I think wives
that gets portrayed in the media.
But that's in LA too.
If you're looking at right-wing media sources, they're going to paint San Francisco a certain way.
But isn't LA the same way or worse? The homelessness and everything going on down there. The Dodgers have no problem. I think it's the park and ownership.
That's true.
I think the park, being that it prevents some good production for some hitters. It's cold. I think baseball players. I hated playing in the cold. You know what? I would have rather played in 105-degree temperature and sweat like crazy than play when it was 60. Because we went out, when I was growing up in Concord, we had some cold nights. And man, you just hate to be, you're shivering when you go up to swing the bat. It hurts. When it's 100, man, you are loose very quick. Takes like 7-8 throws and your arms loose. You're stretched out. Your body's loose. Your muscles, nothing. I mean, when it's cold, man, everything tightens up, and I think it affects players because players would love to play. Ideally, that's why LA is probably the perfect place to play, because you don't get that 100-degree weather. Occasionally you'll get it, but they play night games, and they're mostly playing when it's 80 degrees at night. And it's perfect weather. I've been to Dodger Stadium so many times. It's just like so comfortable there. San Diego, pretty good environment too. So those are San Francisco is cold in July and August. It's the worst weather is the summer.
Mm-hmm.
You get to play in September and October in San Francisco. It's nice.
Yep, that's definitely part of it.
I think this is true.
The cold, the hitting, the home runs. Yeah.
I think this is true. If the Giants took this stadium where they're at and came up with a design to make a retractable roof where the views were not blocked, and they put the roof up on certain night games but left it open during the day, I think you'd have a different ballpark and a different mindset. I think the ball travels. It's fine in the day, but play a 1:00 game. Don't play these 5:40 games or 4, whatever they start, 6:05, 5:05. Those games, the shadows takes away. I think the Giants would do better if they played more day games, but they're never going to do this. But that would be a really, I think, if they had night games with a closed-in roof, I think you'd attract a lot of players.
Yeah, but you got a better chance of getting them to move the wall.
Yeah,
building
exactly.
the roof.
They ain't gonna do nothing.
That's not going to happen either.
They ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna move the wall in. They're not gonna change the dimensions. The Giants ownership group, led by Bear and Johnson and the people that are running things, they would rather, seriously, if you ask them the question, hey, if we brought in the fences and changed the dimensions and we were able to attract guys like Kyle Schwarber to come here and Bryce Harper in their primes, and hey, Shohei said he would come play here if you brought in the fences, and you know what? Aaron Judge said he would come, and these are firm commitments. These guys will come if you bring in the dimensions. They would, and they say you can attract these guys, and they want to come. They'll play in San Francisco, and you'll be a really competitive, good team. But you have to change it.
A firm commitment if you move a wall that they'll come.
Yeah, I'm just making a hypothetical. I'm trying to make a point. What the owners would say is the owners would say, no, we rather have the beauty of our beautiful ballpark that is the best ballpark. It's the most beautiful, gorgeous ballpark, and it was designed perfectly. We're not going to change a thing. We'd rather lose out on those players because our ballpark is not changing.
Yes. Now, what you might be able to do is get a petition together. We'll collect 500,000 signatures, and we will attempt to bring in a space heater to put in the dugout.
A space heater.
A big one.
And how about if we put
It'll be nice and toasty down there.
How about if we put some misters also in the visiting dugout to make it even colder?
A fog machine.
All these mists coming down, and it just like drops the temperature another 10 degrees, 15 degrees. It's like 48 in there. Yeah.
My God, Mookie, it sure is cold here.
Look at those guys over there. They got a heater and everything. Hey, man, that's what you do for home field advantage. That's what they do in football, right? They give the home team all these great heaters, and then on the visiting side, they got these rinky-dink ones.
Yeah, I don't know.
lift.
I think the NFL has
72.
so much money they have.
I
their
know who
own
this
equipment.
is. This is the guy that's in our fantasy league, Dallas. That's Dodger Dynasty in our
Having a good season.
he's middle of the pack. But I know who that is. They're the class of Major League Baseball. I don't think you're winning it. You're not three-peating this year, guys. Yeah, exactly. Why don't they go out and get top-notch pitching? It's a pitcher's ballpark. Don't spend money on guys like Adames and Chapman and Devers and Lee. I think Chapman can be duplicated in a better form in Schmitt. Adames can be duplicated in somebody, I don't know who. I'd have to do some research to come up with somebody. I think Devers, I don't know. Devers is the guy that you thought was the answer when they signed him, when they traded for him. I thought it was. Jackson Flora update. 9 innings. Pitched 9 innings here. What was it? Gave up 1 run, I believe. This kid, Jackson Flora, is tearing it up in college baseball, the number 1 pitching prospect. Let's see what Jackson Flora is doing. Jackson Flora, born May 25th, 2005 in Walnut Creek. You know where he was born? He had to be born at Kaiser in Walnut Creek, the hospital I used to go to as a kid. Walnut Creek. Jackson Flora, 26th season, is 9 wins, 0 losses, an ERA of 1.15. He started 13 games. He's pitched 78 in the 3rd innings. He has 103 strikeouts, and he has 28 base on balls. Not too bad. A little high maybe there, but he's given up 10 earned runs in 78 innings. This guy's dominating. Wow. Walnut Creek. Did he go to Northgate High? Where did he go? Jackson Flora. Maybe he was in the Pleasanton area. I'm not sure. I'll have to look. Somebody knows. Jackson Flora. Foothill High School. Same high school that Brandon Crawford went to, right?
Yep.
Foothill High School in Pleasanton. Okay. Foothill High. There we go. There's Jackson Flora tearing it up. Man, I don't know. There's another kid that I really like that I'm wondering if the Giants would take him if let me take a look. Just a couple days ago, Baseball America, I'm going to pull it up for you guys. They did a mock draft. We'll take a look at it right here. I subscribe to this. Mock draft. Latest intel. Read the new mock. Hot sheet. Oh, look, the A's. Oh, Bolte tops the latest hot sheet. This guy went 12 for 12 in 12 consecutive at-bats in the minors. A's just keep producing, guys. What's going on? Read the mock. All right, where's my mock? I hit read the mock. Where did it go? Oh, it opened up in another. Did it open up in? Yep. Hold on. I gotta open it up in another window. One sec here. Let me pull that up. Here we go. The mock. PDF. Get out of here. All right. This was May 11th. Wait a minute. I'm already subscribed. Hurry up. Do I have to sign in? Hold on. My account. Please log in. Hold on. Maybe I shouldn't do this while I'm online.
It'll put dots for the password.
But if they see my...
Your email address?
Yeah, well, is that bad?
They probably know it. Maybe not.
Yeah. Let me log in here, and then that way I've already been lost my Twitter once. All right, let's see if we get logged in. We are logged in. All right, here we go, guys. Latest mock draft for Baseball America. Let's see what they've got. Number 1, Roke Chakowski. This guy right here. There he is. Can you see that, Dallas, the magazine?
I see it.
Okay, I'm not sure. Is this up on the screen? Yeah, it is. Okay. All right, I just want to make sure. Okay, number 2. This Grady Emerson, this guy's a stud. Look, the Rays are going to get him. He might be better than Roke. This guy can hit, and he's a high schooler. Twins, Vaughn Lackey, Georgia Tech. He's a catcher. Number 4, they're saying Jacob Lombard, slot value almost $9 million. They talked about Roke. They said that's not happening. The Giants could very well want to keep the California native in his home state, but they would require the 3 teams picking in front of them to play ball and pass on the best player in the class, which seems exceedingly unlikely. The White Sox, Rays, and Twins could all offer slot value deals that would still shatter the current draft bonus record of $9.25 million, which is held by Chase Burns, Cincinnati, 2 years ago. A much more likely scenario is that the Giants can now grab an overslot player with their pick at 29. Someone they like, but who might have been a risk to go in between their original picks at number 4 here and the number 55 in the second round. For the first round, I've heard the Giants connected to bats. If Lackey falls, he could be the pick. Not another catcher, please. Let's just go with Susac for a while. If not, Lombard and fellow high school toolshed Eric Booth Jr. feel like the favorites, probably in that order. And oh my goodness, at the Pirates land Jackson, Florida with Skeens. Good night. Good night. Wow. Let's see what the Giants do. Are they going to pass? Let's hope not, man. That would be tough to pass on pitching. I wouldn't mind if Grady Emerson fell to the Giants at 4, though. This kid is going to be a star in the league. But they do need arms. Exactly. They need arms. It's hard to find pitching. It really is. Look with the Giants. Who's the Giants' best pitcher? It's Roop. And he's not upper echelon, right, Dallas? I mean, he's good, but he's not the guy you go, oh, man, we got Landon Roop, lock and load. This is a victory tonight.
No, he's old. He's finally getting it together, but, he's a solid number 3 rotation guy.
Yeah, get a Flora. He's a number 1. He's a number 1. Go get him. Let's just stop playing around. Timmy Lincecum, what was he, the 7th pick? What Lincecum 6th? I think he was 6th, something like that. Look, he was a difference maker.
10th.
10th. But Mad Bum was what, 9? Something like that?
I don't know. It's been a long time.
Yeah. We got to draft some good pitching.
10th.
10th. I am trashing Roop now? What are you calling me? Did I trash Roop, Dallas?
You said
said
he
he's
wasn't
good.
upper echelon.
I did. I said he's not like, hey, he's going on the mound tonight. You know, you got a 75% chance of winning, 65% chance of winning. Like when you get an Ohtani or a Chris Sale or a Zach Wheeler. Look, Landon Roop's a good pitcher, and you probably are going to have a better shot that they're winning more times than not. But I don't even think they were the favorites tonight, the Giants. And they were going against the Dodgers' number 5 or 6 pitcher. So what does that say?
Dodgers are one of the best teams in baseball.
Yeah,
but
if Skeens was pitching tonight against the Dodgers, I bet you the Pirates would have been slight favorites.
Well, he's an ace.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think the Giants have a real ace. They have a good pitcher
Roop's been good, but he's not proven.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Make it out of the 4th inning last time.
Yeah, he's a good pitcher. He's the best pitcher the Giants have. This is why the Giants need pitching. They don't have dominant pitching. So, yeah, I see it, Dan. Dan Hunt. Face it, Dan. GM destroyed this team for the rest of our life, decade. Our rest of our life. I hope we live longer than the decade, Dan Hunt. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a look, guys, we're going to be here all year, win or lose. We're going to work on our entertainment skills here because we're going to try and carry you for another 118 games. We're 44 down, so we got 118 more nights and afternoons together before we put this thing to rest. So help us out. If you've got some songs that you want to create, Suno AI or whatever, send them email at norcalsportsnetwork.com. All songs will be reviewed, and at the discretion of the host, we will either play them or not. But we need some comedy. We're going to need some comedy to keep us alive the rest of this year. Kind of songs like this.
Dallas is on the hot seat. He is suffering from CTE. Lay off of Dallas, go easy on him. He's suffering from CTE. Dallas has Larry Bear syndrome. He works for Greg Johnson. He's a full-time homer. He's on the Giants payroll. Dallas has CTE. Help him get free.
There we go. We need some 30-second or less clips, and we got a long season. This may be the longest season for NorCal Sports Network. We've had some long seasons, but they've been some 500. It's been pretty boring around here since 2022. Pretty boring baseball 2022. We did have a good first 70-plus games last year. The Giants were 41-29 at one point last year, 12 games over 500. And then old man Devers showed up, and it's been downhill ever since. So is that the connection there, Dallas? Could that be the actual real connection? Is it? I mean, you have to talk about it. They're 18 games under 500 since they acquired Rafael Devers. is there a correlation to that, or is that just somehow not?
It's
It doesn't
either
even relate.
Devers or Ryan Walker. We're going to find out here soon.
Can we bring back Walker just to blame him again? Maybe we should. Maybe do we have a picture of old man Devers in the lineup here? I don't think we do we? No. Hey guys, is it time? Is it already time? It's a little early, but is it time to stick a fork?
No, it's not. You have to kick me out of there too, Dan, if you want to. Never mind.
It's not working. Whatever. We just lost our background, everything. Dan, it's hard to admit this given the history, but I definitely think this will be the longest Giants season in NorCal sports history. Okay. There's an
I don't know about that. I think it's going to be 162 again.
Senior says, yes, it's time. Hey, look, I'm the idiot that said the last weekend of the series is going to be meaningful baseball, or the last week of the season. I said that before the season started.
You could still be right. You could still be right.
If they turn it around, I'll bring out those tapes again, and I'll just erase these ones where I called.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that's time to check Old Yeller out back. Oh, that movie was tough to watch, man. Old Yeller, man. He don't want to see my labs struggling. No. If I had the choice of this guy right here, if I lived to be 90, which is 35 plus more years, or 25, wait. Yeah, 25. I wish if I lived to be 90 and I could keep this guy right here with me, Buster Boy, for the next 25 years, and he made it to 34, which would be quite a crazy. If this guy stayed with me, I would be, and you said, I get no Giants titles. I get no Giants playoff appearances for the next 25 years, but I get to have my dog in the health he's in today. That's a no-brainer for me. I'll take my dog. I'll take my dog. Absolutely.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Can you say? Would you say the same? Would you say the same thing?
For the rest of my life?
Yeah, man. You can have your
That's
dog.
A lot more years. That's a lot more years.
You can have your dog or no more titles, no more playoff appearances. But you got your best friend, your dog, man.
Yeah, that's pretty good. My grandpa, he lived to be 80 something, but as long as I was alive, he had a dog, right?
Yeah.
Yogi.
I had a dog named Yogi.
When Yogi would die, he would buy an exact duplicate of Yogi, call him Yogi, and Yogi lived on.
Yogi lived on. Yeah. Well, if something ever happens to Buster, I'm not going to have another Buster. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe a Tony, a Vitello, maybe. I don't know. It will not be a Farhan. Yogi 2.0. Man, this dog's the best, man. I'm just telling you.
Devers, that's your next dog.
Devers.
Or Raffy.
Yeah, Raffy. The dog would, you know what the dog would do? Swing and miss at its food. It would die of starvation because it would completely go to eat the food out of the bowl and misjudge it and be this far off from the plate It would never have any nourishment because it would never be able to find the plate. So Matthew's mom grew up with a dog named Yogi too. In fact, I'll go this far and say, if I had to watch the Giants never win a game for the next 25 years, but I could keep my dog, and it was healthy, I'd be gladly take my dog and say, no more Giants victories. In fact, maybe I'll make that deal. Call your dog Chapman. Oh, gosh. See you, senior. Have a good night. We're getting out of here, too. It is midnight. I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning, guys. So just for that, for us staying here till midnight, we should get some likes out of you. What do we got here on the likes? Hold on.
They're gonna be like, well, maybe.
What do we? We only got 39 likes, guys, with 100 watching. We're 39%. We were 15. Let's bump that up over 50%.
That was just disgraceful.
Come on, over 50%. 50%. Come on, man. We've been going till midnight, man. We're trying. Wait, maybe I need to refresh it. Matthew said we have at least 50. Maybe I need to refresh the screen. I'm baby stepping. Hold on here. Let's see where we're at here. Then we can get out of here. Maybe we'll change tonight's thumbnail.
51.
51. Hey, let me see your. Hey guys, let's do a poll here real quick. I want to see a poll. 1 second here. Where's Dallas's text message to me? Here it is. All right. Let me do a little. Oops, I didn't want that. Hold on. 1 second here.
Now that's a nice thumbnail there.
Come on. What's going on with my screen here? All right. I know what we're doing wrong. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get a quick poll before we get out of here. We just need like 10 votes. Just give us a quick vote. We can make this change. Give us. It's got to be overwhelming vote, one way or the other. Okay, guys. I need your opinion on this thumbnail right here in 5 seconds, coming your way. Do we go with this thumbnail up on the screen right there? Or that thumbnail right there? What's it say? Giants drop. What does it say, Dallas?
2 in a row versus the Bums.
Versus the Bums. Okay.
With the Rafael Devers crying.
With Devers crying. Which Giants drop? Okay, we got 2-0. Elmore and NorCal. Can I put this one up on the screen a little bit bigger? Or
I can do it.
Oh, Dallas has got it. Little League Homer is hilarious. Crying Devers says Rod. Okay, 3. Chris Byers says 1. So we've got how many votes?
Let's see if I can share this here.
All right. Let's see if we get it. We've got, you're at your eye doctor, right? 1 or 2? Which one's better? 1 or 2? There's 2. 2 or 1. Dallas, put the other one up. Number 1 or 2? Oh, we're getting some 1s. Giants. Those are 2. One Little League home run by JHL. How'd you get a crying Devers? That's pretty good. Maybe we can save that
for tomorrow night.
and just change it to a 3 and put the A's logo in. You just have to change versus the A's. Giants drop, or after Saturday night, you could say Giants drop 2 in a row versus the A's, and we just change that. We've got an idea here. Okay. Devers is 1. Rod said. I don't know which one was 1. I think everybody's picking this Devers one. Dallas, crying Devers. Is that the one?
All right.
We can.
If you want crying Devers, say crying Devers. If you want Little League home run, say Little League home run.
Or just say JHL or Devers. There you go. Well, let's get a quick vote. We want to go to sleep. I do. Come on, chat. We still got. Oh man, the problem with the crying Devers is he doesn't look old enough. Crying Devers, Elmore says. Little League home runs, his father the man. Devers, NorCal. All right. Well, maybe we'll change it overnight. I'm getting a headache. I'm tired. What do we get out of here with, Dallas?
Let's close it on out.
Yeah, which one? I mean, which song? What do we want to go with?
The short one.
Which short one? Any short one, or do we have a... Pick a song, Dallas. You control the board. Get us out of here.
Dallas is on the hot seat. He is suffering from CTE.
All right, everybody. We'll close it out on this quick and easy. Hit the like on the way out, and we'll see you tomorrow night after the Giants win Game 1 versus the Oakland Athletics of Sacramento.
Yeah, right.
Has CTE.
Do we get a goodbye?
Get free.
Goodbye! That one is